Okay. What day is this? Like 7? 8? 6? I can't remember. September 29th. That's her birthday. Someone I used to know. Hello, you two. Yo, I'd like to order again. The usual. You don't have a usual. You want me to add milk? Oh. I didn't actually think of that. Let's go tea, milk, and ginger. That was it, wasn't it? He says he wants something with tea and ginger in it. Galahad? What? Okay. Here you go. You're gonna... There we go. Okay, now I know what to make. We know this. They're like, they've known each other for like, since the 80s, 60s. He's your bodyguard. There are dwarves. Of course there are. This world is so weird. Found a new, I know Kung Fu. True. Huh. That's a funny story. The dwarf mafia? Oops. Well, you shouldn't be forced to do illegal things for people. Aren't vampires immortal though? Like, well, I guess not. You know, wooden stakes, garlic, silver? Or is that werewolves? That's werewolves. So only the elves are immortal. War veterans. Was it really hard for people who fought in the war to find jobs? Why? I feel like everyone would want people who went to find the war. Pretty cool to work in a hospital still. Everyone's got stories to tell. What do you want? Warm and cool at the same time. Bro, that doesn't exist. Alright, you want tea? It's warm and cool at the same time. Mint seems to be... Okay, I need something that makes it warmer. Yeah? Let's try that. Mint ginger tea. Fuck yes. Oh. Is that her now? Yeah, of course. Hello, good people. And what? Jesus. She does not like him. It's very judgmental, that one. Oh damn. He just tells her how it is. I've got high Damn. How could you tell? Call it werewolf senses. How about people know what other people look like when they're tired? That's good to hear. I'm very glad I could help. Yeah, you have to take a break. So you deal with all the money thing? Patients and their families. And how much it would cost them. Okay. Probably is complicated and hard. That you can say that for a lot of jobs. You don't really know how boring some jobs can be, but they're very necessary and essential to keep everything going. Which is why no one really says that they want to do that kind of thing when they grow up. God damn. 50 is Freya's an elf, right? So 50 years wouldn't really be that long for her. I mean, you can always just take a pay rise. Hopefully that's a thing you could do. Oh, there you go. Some people are just content with the things that they do. It's not that they don't want to be challenged or anything. It's just like, this is good. So why? Probably don't just don't want to do other stuff. See ya. And then he tells the story again. I'm glad we don't have to sit through that. And, okay. So, are they referencing World War II? I assume, because it's the 60s and World War II is the 40s mainly. How did that all happen? Or is this some different war? Because, like, it seems like all the countries are still the same, all the cities, only there's a few underwater ones. But is Hitler still a thing? And instead of Jews, does he hate another race? Or is it still just Jews? Well, it was mostly anyone who wasn't German, but it was mainly Jews. Pushy. I heard that most people that go to war didn't actually do much. Like the majority of people that go to war didn't fire their gun, or they just tried not to get shot. It wasn't like a all-out brawl like history makes it out to be. At least that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. What I've read. But you never really know unless you talk to the people that are actually there. And I'm pretty sure they've all passed away now. Because World War II was like, what, 80 years ago. So he likes to soldier through things. Ooh, customer. Ah, it's my good buddy. Good evening. It's nice to see you again. What is his name? Of course it's Neil. So they literally just saw astronauts and were like, oh, we're just gonna copy this now. I feel like that's how it's happened. Due to the nature of our communication, we do not really need trivial things like names to it. Damn, okay. You could say that. So in this world, have people gone further than the moon? Or is it just still the moon? No one's been on Mars. Or like further out there. I like how it says we. It's like more than one entity running around in there. Yeah. Ah, it is the cover. Yeah, I noticed that. Arami Gendru. He must be the composer for the game. Honestly, I really like the music. It's very aesthetically pleasing. Ah, there's Neil. Alright, so I'm gonna make a drink that makes him feel something. The only thing I can think of is making it like overpoweringly sweet or bitter or hot. But hot isn't really a taste. Let's go with some green tea. Let's put some mint in it and some lemon so it's really bitter. I don't think it matters what we make it. You can't taste anything. How do they drink through the material of the spacesuit? Unless that it's its skin. Spread our seeds. Are you even sure that you're even compatible? What if you don't have the right organs? Like, you use your finger to drink. What if, like, it just doesn't... Like, humans can't have babies with a dog. It just genetically doesn't work, so... Someone trying to find a date is not automatically a perv. Classified. Huh. I don't think he's looking for someone. He's not looking for someone to like romantically get together with. He just wants to get laid. Huh. You know, you can go on a date without sleeping with them. Crazy, I know. And you can sleep with someone without going on a date. I guess they're making the word interchangeable between the two. Gets around a lot. Why? You can't really tell. I mean, there are things you can see, but just from like the interactions we've had so far, there's no impression of that. No, our mission is serious. I find it really hard to sleep around. It's just so... I'm trying not to say the word gross, but it's the only word I can think of. Uninteresting. It's just not something I want to do. Like, I feel like I have to know them first to even have the slightest attraction. I feel like when you start dating someone, should you sleep with them before you start dating or after? Because then if you start dating and afterwards you realize they're not good in bed, so for some people that's a deal breaker. For some people, like for me, I probably wouldn't mind if my partner's like, hey, I don't like the whole sex thing. It's not, you know, very appealing very often. I'd probably be like, sure. I prefer intimacy in other ways anyway. But if a girl was like, oh yeah, I'm like really horny all the time, I'd have to be very strongly connected to them. I'd have to actually like them quite a bit, but I'd probably be fine with that. I'm fine. I feel like I'm pretty easily low maintenance is the word. I'm pretty chill with most things. I let a lot of stuff go, which is probably a bad thing sometimes. In fact, it is a bad thing sometimes. One person exclusively for their entire lives. Not many anymore. Because most people don't live by that rule. They like to sleep around, and a lot of the times they're not very careful. So this world does suffer with overpopulation. I feel like in a world with people that live for hundreds of years and people who are straight up immortal, you would have so much overpopulation problems. So I think in China they have the one kid rule, like you're not allowed more than one child, which is pretty grim. Kind of sucks, but with how overcrowded it is, I kind of get it. Some people care about the planet. I care about the planet, but I don't care like that much where I'm going to protests and stuff like that. But like I'll do the small things like recycle and try and save water, save power. Fucking hell. Save power, stuff like that. But yeah, it should, at least for me, it should be a slowish process. Like you really have to get to know the other person, and you'll know that they're like someone for you. You talk every day, you find it hard to stop talking, and you can just go on and on about things. Like conversation just comes really naturally. Like when you have to force conversation, you have to think of things to like say, and I just can't see myself dating someone like that. But this one girl I was friends with, we were just non-stop talking for ages and ages, and then it quickly, like reasonably quickly, we got into deeper topics and really started talking about our personal lives and backgrounds and where we, stuff like that, and then made a pretty big effort to see each other at least a few times a week. Some weeks I'd see her almost every day. In fact, I do think that all weeks I saw her every day. So she didn't drive, so I offered to drive her to a school where she was doing teaching as a university student. So I started work at 8:30 back then. She started at 8, so I just drop her off like 10-15 minutes away and then go to work, and it all worked out pretty well. And then afterwards I'd go get her because I finished work 4:30, and that's usually the time she was done. Like I finished 4. Sorry, she was usually done by 4:30. And yeah, go get some food, go get some tea. We like boba tea, iced tea thing. Once you've had them in your life for a while, I don't think you can really start dating someone after like a month. It has to be a while to really get to know them. And like after like 4 or 5 months of talking, I felt like I knew them almost inside and out, and vice versa. I thought it was really good. That's the kind of thing. There's no rush. And if they're looking for someone else and they say, "Oh, why can't you get in a relationship with me right now? You don't want to be committed." Hasn't happened to me, but it can happen to other people. And if you find that they're interested in other people, like, not the one. Because if you really, really like someone, at least in my case, no one else is even on the same level. Yeah, and the same thing goes with marriage. Once you're in a relationship, there's whole new topics to discuss, like children, living together, budgets, future, where do we want to live, saving up for a house, stuff like that, Are you single? Ooh. I mean, you can just fuck. Freya over here is like probably the exception. A lot of people would just be down to do the nasty. It just depends on the person. With me, it's like a no. I went to a club once. This reminds me of a story. I don't like clubs very much. They're very loud. I don't like how crowded it is. I get a little claustrophobic sometimes. I guess is the best way to put it. And I don't know. And I don't feel very good getting drunk out in public. I'd rather get wasted somewhere I know I'm gonna be okay, like at home. And then like getting home after a night out is always a big struggle, and it's always really expensive. It's just, I like to stay in a bit more. But I went to a club with a few of my friends, and I've only been to a club 3 times. This is the 3rd time. One was for my birthday, actually 4 times. One was on my birthday, the other one was a few days later for my birthday. The next one was, I think, at the end of that year. So I'm born at the start of the year. It was like the end of the year, and it was, I don't know, it was just a thing, like, hey, you wanna go? And I was like, sure. And then this was like a couple years later, and I was like stone cold sober. I had a few drinks, but like that was like a while ago. When we actually got to this club, I was like almost completely fine, probably very close to being a 0 BLR, is it? Blood alcohol rating? BAR. Yeah, this girl comes up to me. My friends were ordering drinks, and I was like, nah, I don't really want to have any more drinks. I'm cool. And this girl came up to me and like tapped me on the shoulder, and then gave me this like puppy-eyed look. I didn't really know what to do, because I guess she wanted me to ask her if she wanted a drink, but like I didn't even want to buy myself a drink, let alone some random person. So I didn't say anything. I just kind of like looked away. I was just trying to ignore her, because social interaction is very scary. And then she punched my shoulder, like just below the shoulder, and walked off, like stormed off. I was like, oh, okay. She didn't punch very hard, but like I didn't really feel it. I don't think she tried very hard, but it was just kind of a, oh, screw you. But then later, because we were in line, me and my friends, for the drinks, and we got to the front, and I saw her, because when you're at the bar in a club, there's no like lines. Everyone's just kind of poured around the bar, and the bartender just goes around, bartenders go around and just serve whoever's there. So I saw her around like the other side of the bar with another dude, and they were having drinks together. I was like, oh, that poor soul. I had to buy her a drink probably. I mean, I assume that's what happened. Certainly looked that way. And yeah, that was my club experience. Waited in line for like an hour, and then got in. Didn't really do much. I like text my brother and I was like, hey, can you come pick me up please? I want to leave. And as I did that, all my friends were like, hey, let's bounce. And I was like, fuck. I kind of wanted to just go. But yeah, then when he arrived, obviously, they were all like, I was like, you can all come with us and get dropped home. And we got dropped home at my friend's house, which is where my car was, and I drove home. Yeah. Clubbing's not that fun. If you really want to enjoy it, it's expensive. It's crowded. Why would you do the mating ritual if you do not want to have offspring? Yeah. It's a pleasure. People actually like it because it feels good. Talking for way too long. Seeing how you drink. Yeah, this is something I want to know. Touché. Nicely played. I'm like, maybe that's true actually. A testing object. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I think I like Neil the most, because he's like the most out of touch. Alright. See ya. I just thought of something. When you have sex with like a random person, it ain't good. Like, because you don't know them, right? But when it's with someone that you really know, it can be like so much better. And with this girl I was talking to, that happened, and it was just so much better. That's just how it is. Bye, Neil. He's funny. That day never came. It was awkward with a capital A. Yeah, 'cause he's like harmless. He's just an innocent, little naive alien dude. So it's not like he's being that on purpose. Nope. Yep. She likes to get the full story, you know, it's a very journalistic kind of personality. Flight to Seoul, you're on to South Korea. I'd love to go there. It's definitely my top 5 for places I want to go. I'm pretty content with not traveling. Like, I've never been too excited about going to different places. But like, I also do want to see different places. But I'm not someone that needs to see the world. Get the experience. I'm pretty fine here. Like, this girl I was talking to, same girl, she was like an adventurer and she just wanted to move all around, and she'd already lived in quite a few places around the world, and now for the last 4 years for university she's been here. And then she was talking to me about, oh, I really want to like move to different places and go see stuff and move here and there. And I'm like the opposite. I'm like, nah, I want to live here in the city I was born in for my whole life, at least right now. And in terms of seeing the world, I'd love to go to Seoul, definitely. I'd love to visit something in America. I'm not sure yet. I like the idea of the big cities like Chicago, New York, Los Angeles. I really want to see Orlando. Yeah, that's pretty much it. None of the other cities really speak to me. I kind of want to go to an American city that's not too big, but it's still very American, like Salt Lake City. I mean, obviously it's still big, but it's not the prime attractions like, you know, LA and San Francisco. And then somewhere in Europe, probably Italy. I'd really like to go to Rome and just explore little bits of Italy. That'd be really cool. Yeah. And then Brazil. I want to go to Brazil. Really don't care about. She's got the bike. Even though it is still raining outside. Apparently Seattle's very wet. That's what I've gathered from the videos I've played, video games I've played about Seattle.